I do get that. Welcome to the Wonderland Effect. If you're new here, welcome. If you've been here, thank you for being A1 since day one. As always, please like, share, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I'm going to go ahead and hand the mic off to my special guest, and he will introduce himself.
How you guys doing? My name is Vince Vidaure. I go by Funky, also known as the People's Voice, La Voz de la Gente. You can find me on IG at It's So Funky, 1S.
I love that. Okay.
Yeah.
So thank you for coming.
Appreciate it.
I've been dying to have this conversation.
Yeah.
So can you give me like a backstory behind you? Like, where did you come from? How was your childhood? Those kind of things.
Born and raised in Stockton. Background for sure, just embedded in the culture in Stockton. Stockton's a very diverse city, town. Honestly, is what made me. And come from a very big family, very loving, very just overly expressive. And so that's kind of what kind of molded me as into my character, who I am today. I take pride in that a lot. It's kind of like what Uncle was saying, like I'm myself in any room I step into, no matter what. I don't allow people or situations to box me into anything. And so growing up in Stockton, I took pride in always remaining to be myself and not feeding into the gang culture, the whatever they got going on. Don't get me wrong, you know, we fall into these pits of you want to be cool, you want to be the cool kid, and everybody goes through that. You know, nobody wants to be the square or loser kid. I mean, unfortunately, you know, there are. But you fall into those pits, but you come to realize that all that, can I cuss? All that shit don't matter.
Yeah.
I don't want to.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Yeah.
You could definitely curse on here.
Yeah, but all that shit don't matter, especially as you grow into and, you know, start figuring out who you are, like authentically, like, and a lot of the stuff that you guys just talked about, it was like,
It's real.
that's exactly what it is.
It's real life. Yeah.
And I've been through a lot. It's a lot of stuff that I don't really speak on.
Yeah.
But I also did have to go through the work and, you know, reach in on myself and into myself and figure out who I was. There was a moment in time where I did lose myself for a second, but I knew that eventually it'd come around and I just, you know, step into my purposeful self.
Yeah.
There was I guess you could say, the straw that broke the camel's back. I don't feel like there's too much oversharing. I'm not gonna say no names, but a good like brother of mine. I took him under my wing. He had passed away, unfortunately, and I took that one hard.
Yeah.
And ended up coming on November 1st here. I'll be 4 years clean, sober, everything. No alcohol, no drugs, no anything. So
Congratulations.
Thank you. I'm very proud of that. It's something that I take pride in for sure. And I've noticed over that time of just not partying or whatever, you know what I mean, going to the club and all this other nonsense, how much that shaped me as a man. And being able to even find those have a good time, or I feel like everybody just, first thing they do is they want to drink or they want to do something, and they can't enjoy themselves without that. And it's like, man, and so
now I gotta do the turn.
and so noticing like both sides, because there's different versions, that when I was drinking and whatnot, I was on the inside looking out, but then when I stopped, I was on the outside looking in.
Yep.
And so I just kind of like, man, it's not, you know, I'm not here to judge anybody. I'm not here to put any expectations on nobody, but that's just kind of where I sat. I'm just like, man, this is kind of like somewhat of a turn off or just displeasing to me. Yeah. And that's not part of my life anymore. And so within that, I was always, before, I was always running away from problems, like my own problems internally. And I decided to, when I stopped, I decided to turn around and face that mountain and climb up it. And I figured out that the top of one mountain is the bottom of the next.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that quickly accelerated into that. But
So I think I should share a story with you because I was thinking about our interview. And do you know when we met, I was an alcoholic?
were you?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, obviously we were at work.
Yeah, no.
But I couldn't.
I was full-fledged alcoholic. I was drunk at work. I was drunk outside
Wow.
work. Yeah. You would never been able to tell.
You know what's crazy? I was thinking about the conversation we had when we were doing the Model 3s underneath, and I'm pretty sure you remember it, but it was when we were shooting the arrow shields underneath the Model 3s. I was watching, obviously we rotate every, 2-3 hours, and then go to break and whatever. But I was watching a podcast. I was watching Joe Rogan podcast, and they're about 2-3 hours long. And I remember we had a conversation. We found out you got Samoan in you because you're Uso and all that, and I got Samoan family. And so we, hit it off, and you started talking about podcasts, about you wanting to do one. I remember that. And now look at, fast forward, that was back in 2018.
Yep.
Fast forward 2025, you're full-fledged season 5 in it. So I just wanted to give you your props and your flowers on that. I'm very proud of you on that.
I appreciate that. I think not a lot of people knew me back then, so it's pretty cool, like, to actually have you on my podcast and actually talk about this. Because when I first met you, you're like the light of the party. Like, everybody knew you for that. Like, Vince is always in a good mood. He's always going to speak positive into you, always going to have a good time. And I think, following you on social media, I kind of got to see a little bit of your glimpse of transformation, probably well within your transformation, but you're very vocal about how and where you transformed your life. So I think that's more towards your authenticity. That's what makes you more than a content creator. It's what makes you human.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. And it was crazy.
Yeah.
During that time, that was one of the hardest times in my life, which you just saying that Vince is a light, Vince is, just, a good time. I was going through a divorce, and it tore me apart. Yeah, that's when I kind of lost who I was. But then, like I said, fast forward to 2021, when I lost my brother, that was the straw. Yeah, the straw that broke the camel's back. But during that time was a rough time. It just, it tore me apart. But it is what it is. Yeah. It needed to happen, though. I understand that now. To rebuild you. I needed to be broken down in order to rebuild myself and walk in purpose. Yeah. So that's the thing that I'm learning, the universe and God, that it's always whatever's supposed to happen is supposed to happen. Yeah, how it happens is it's for the better.
The only reason I mention like you being the light of the party is because I don't think enough people understand what happens when you become that person, how energetically draining it could be. Yeah. And you're probably the last person that actually gets asked if you're okay. Yeah. Because a lot of people are leaning on you for that fix. And I know at a certain point, like, you had to have felt that with a lot of people. But when you start making changes, and this is where the question's coming in, you start losing a lot of people, especially when it comes to the party life. And I had to go through the same shit. And I just want to, can you take me through how it's been since your transformation? Like, getting clean, like, I know it's a rough journey. Yeah. So I know you had to have lost some people. How did you handle this?
There wasn't no game plan. It was just, I just kept showing up for myself, and whoever decided to stick around or whoever wanted to gravitate towards me would gravitate naturally. Yeah. So it never was like, when you start to try to go about it in a way of like you're trying to please others or, make others feel more comfortable than yourself, then that's when you just fall into that same pit. So I just kind of focused in on myself as far as like fitness and whatever I had going on at the time. And everything worked out how it was supposed to. Yeah. And never letting go of that control and like trying to force things to happen, and just more so speaking it into existence and hyper focusing on what you want. Yeah. So it's kind of how I went about it.
See, and I love that because I was at a point where I wasn't drinking at all. Like,
Yeah.
I just kind of started drinking a little bit, and I'm probably gonna stop again because I'm on my fitness shit again.
Props to you.
A lot of it was me having to deal with people and their judgmental ass behaviors. Like, and it baffled me because you will sit there and let me chug all this poison, and you'll be like, yeah. But when I say, like, I don't want to drink anymore, now it's a problem.
They want to make you feel bad.
Yes.
You know, and that's what you think of dare, dare to be different and all that, you know what I mean? Like peer pressure and all that. But it's funny because a lot of the judgment comes from the ones closest to you.
Yes.
But
yes,
whether it's
yes.
your friends, whether it's your family, whether it's all that, because either they're trying to hold on to a past version of you that they want or they like or they seen, good or bad, they'll hold on to that.
Yep.
And it'll become your identity until you break that mold and shake it and like, nah, like I'm not that person anymore.
Yeah.
So it sucks because even when like starting, I'm gonna spiral off just a little bit, but even starting a business with my clothing line, Funky, it sucks because how I would show up for people that was in my circle or just anybody in general that I'm acquaintance or friends to or whatever, I wouldn't I would give the full utmost like support for them, buy clothes, post for like repost stories for free, all that, but it's like they didn't show up for me as much as I expected it to. But then it got to the point where it's like, never take it personal.
Yep.
It's all business.
Yep.
It might not, they might not see themselves as not supporting yourself as I see as them not supporting me. Exactly. So that's something I had to deal with and just kind of like, just keep going.
Yeah.
I was going to say something else, but I lost my train of thought. It's okay.
So was in the conversation of talking about business and starting your business, do you think that your discipline with your transformation has helped you with your business? Like, help you refine your business? How has it helped you?
I wouldn't say it helped me. It's just more so me being disciplined and respecting myself helped me, I guess, be better within the business world.
It should.
I've always had an entrepreneur mindset, though. I've always been a freelancer. I've always been creative. That's never going to go away. But yeah, I just kind of, I'm a big fan of doing it my way and having a good time while I'm doing it, doing what I want to do and just putting it out in the world and let it live. That's the beauty of art. And that's how I see my business as art. Yeah. Like I'm letting out my creative and letting the world experience what I have going on, like in my creative world or my artistic values. And if it goes, it goes. If it sells, it sells. If it doesn't, it don't. But more so just the amount of respect and like that you have for yourself, it should reflect in your business. Yes, that's kind of where I'm going.
Because I don't think I took anything serious until I took myself serious. So that's why I asked that question, because
ain't nobody gonna believe in you until you believe in you.
You're asking people to believe in something you don't believe in. It's crazy.
Exactly.
But it's also amazing when you actually do take that time and like are selfish with yourself. Like, I think we've been taught so many times to not be selfish with our time that when we do, it's very abnormal to other people. It's almost offensive to them.
That part.
And I think we've become such an entitled generation of people where it's like, you're not entitled to my time. Yeah. My time is very limited. And you got a family. Yep. So you guys are like totally in it. Like y'all are a team and y'all do everything together. So it's kind of like you have priorities, and a lot of people who don't have those priorities will never understand. That part. That's why I tell people, like, if you ever really want to know how disciplined you are, start a business. Yep. And see how you make it grow. That part. And to speak on time, it's crazy because I told my daughters this not too long ago, but it's like I related to time. You got time, you got money. Mm-hmm. We need it all. Mm-hmm. But the most important resource that we have as human beings is time. Mm-hmm. And so I could go out, I could get some money, and I could spend 20, 200, 2,000, 200,000 or whatever on something.
and get it, but I can't spend $20, $200, $2,000 and get these 20 minutes back.
Yeah.
Or whatever you got going on. So you can't get that back ever. So it's like the time I do disperse, or I have spent with you, or I have done certain things, that's the highest form of value that I could give to you is that. And then even within giving you my time, but giving you my energy, because like you said, like a lot of people see me like that. I can't tell you how many times I talk. Well, even before when we first started dating, me and my fiance, I gave her like a pre-warning. I'm like, yo, because I am Stockton. Like I'm fully, a lot of people know me. I know a lot of people, but I told her, I said, hey, when we go places, just kind of be prepared. Like, there's a lot of people that are gonna be like, hey, what's up, Vince? Yeah. This and that. Like, everywhere we go, known. It don't matter where we go. And she was like, oh yeah, kind of just brushed it off, whatever, until she realized when we went out, and it was that case every time. And I'm like, I told you. And it came to a point where we'd be out of town or just anywhere. And she told me one time, she was like, you really do know everybody.
No,
like,
everybody.
Hey, I'm like, I told you this. I pre-warned you. So yeah, and then even my daughter see it. Like, and it's dope because I got certain people, which shout out, like Carlos Bryant or D Graves or people like that, and they'll come and see my daughters. They'll be like, man, your dad's dope. Like you got a dope ass dad. Like, and that I take pride in that with like me. Sharing that light and shedding that light on them, just be able to pass the torch. Like you're Vidaure, like you're your oown person, but you're my daughter. So people got eyes on you. Yeah. Like everywhere you go, you gonna be, hey, I seen your daughters over. Okay, yep, good looking. Exactly. And they poor babies. Yeah, no, they taken care of. They're well taken care of.
They're very protected. I love that. But I think, and you being such, an influence in the community, like they'll always have that. They'll always have that tie. And I like how you're teaching them to have the pride in their name.
Yes.
The pride in the name means a lot of things.
We just had a conversation 2 days ago. I said, you got Pert Plus. It was Pert and Gaines. Pert, I forget what his first name was, but Gaines, those are 2 last names. You got Dodge Chrysler. Those are 2 last names. There's McDonald's. Yep. It's a last name. Yeah. Like, so you got these people that are just, like, be proud of who you are and like your family line and all your culture and all that. Yep. Like you learn about yourself, learn about your culture, learn about how your relatives and everything, your ancestors and all that. Like take pride in that. Like, cause you only get one shot, and once we out, we out. Like that's it.
Oh my God, I gotta tell you about this. So yesterday I was listening to, what was I listening? I was listening to a podcast, and it's a motivational podcast, but they were talking about
research and development.
Yeah, well, I always consume an obscene amount of podcasts. That's how I even got into this.
That's great.
I listen to my own podcast, but I also listen to others because a lot of people have great things to talk about, and a lot of people are probably better at knowledge than I am.
You pull don't down yourself like that, but you pull inspiration from it. It's just like if you're in music, you listen to other people doing music or you, whatever. Yeah, so it's your niche.
Yeah,
so
and
go ahead.
I like it, but I learned different things. Okay, so I had this moment. I was listening to this guy, and he was talking about death, right? And like, I'm not shy about death, but then he started making me think, and he was like, "You only got a certain amount." What he did was he pulled up this time on the screen. And then he was like, what if somebody told you that's the date and that's the time that you're going to die? How would you feel?
What would you do?
Yeah,
then?
How would you feel? And I just started thinking about it, and I was like, at first I was like, damn, like, how am I going to die? Like, I really started thinking about this. But then it shifted to a different mindset, and I was like, you know what? If I died today, I'd be proud of who I am.
Yeah.
Because everything that I've wanted to do, I've done in a certain way.
Yeah.
And it might not be to the full potential that I want it to be, but at least I know I'll die a good person.
You went about it your way.
Yeah.
How you wanted.
Because I went down a rabbit hole for like a good 10 minutes. I was like, am I gonna burn? Like, am I gonna drown?
No, that's if you start thinking about that, it's like
I gotta get out.
It's like anxiety starts building up, and just you gotta just live in the moment, because you could walk into anywhere or whatever. It's just you don't know when that time comes.
We're not meant to know, because we're not supposed to be fixated on the time.
Exactly.
We're supposed to value the time.
You be on some Final Destination shit.
I don't watch the movies because I really believe that some kind of real in there. All this talk about witchcraft and stuff like that. Like, I don't play with TV. I won't watch stuff with ghosts, and I don't really like demons, and I'm not about it. Like, I believe in God, and I believe in protecting yourself.
That's right. No, there's a spiritual realm out there. You gotta just weed yourself from that.
My ancestors were big on that. Like, hey, you be careful. You don't be out here playing with Ouija boards, and don't be out here playing with people and being a bad person.
You're gonna be playing with that spiritual realm.
That's what my grandma used
start
to
getting
say,
attachments.
Be a good person.
Yeah,
you get good karma.
That's right.
Don't dabble in bad things. And
the
if you're around bad
universe
people,
and God will respond.
And I'm not trying to have no bad karma, but that goes to say, like, in a lot of this society, like, we really got to be careful on what we're consuming, especially as entrepreneurs. Like, we like to watch people and, like, consume wherever we're at in the entrepreneurial journey. But some of the information may not always be good information. So how do you filter that for yourself?
A lot of it is filtering on what I decide to follow and what I decide to even watch and consume. Because even within those, like a lot of the people that are creating content and are on the entrepreneur, like some of the stuff that they post might be some bullshit. So I just scroll right past it, or just, you know what I mean? I've been trying to be more aware of the time I put into the social media, and then being intentional about what I watch.
Yes, I was going to say that word. So
so you kind of just, you got to figure that out for yourself, and so it takes me back on just how people just be endlessly scrolling and just not, I guess, invested into, I guess, even there are people like how, you know what I mean? Like how I said, well, not, it don't cut, it's free just for a repost, but they don't want to, I don't know, so to show that they're supporting you or whatever. But yeah, just being intentional about what I watch and what I consume.
Okay, so next question, because I just had something similar happen. When there's good business and bad business, how do you separate who you're attached to and who you're not attached to?
Honestly, if the vibes are off, or if I get any kind of like just energy shift, or see how they're moving and aware of it, then I'm just going to completely avoid it. I'm not even going to attach myself to that, because then, good example, shout out my boy Fat Boy Grubbin. We had a good conversation because there was an event. It was called Burning Flowers, and the lady and the dude that ran it, then, they did what we thought was a good job. They got the waterfront in Stockton, so on and so forth. It was a weed event, and he attached himself to the foodie land part, the munchie land or whatever it was called. And I was there. I was a vendor. I was right next to I'm So Stockton. Shout out John. But that lady and the dude ended up burning everybody, basically, and they took the money, and she went somewhere, Tennessee. I don't know where the hell she went.
That's crazy.
Yeah, no. So it was, and everybody was just bad talking. The tickets were expensive, like crazy, $50 a ticket just to get in. And I'm like, yo, whatever. Besides the point, me and Fat Boy me and Marco had a good conversation after, and he spoke on that. He said, man, it was a disaster. The event, the foodie land part was cool, but the whole event as a whole, it was terrible. And then even after, because now people are attacking him because he attached himself to that foodie land. He was doing promotions for it. They were riding him on the marketing, all that. And so he was getting bad and negative, reviews and all that. Yeah, business. And so he said that. He was like, now I have to be aware of what I attach myself to, because I'm not just taking on any business. Exactly. This is like money. It's like not all money is good money.
Yep, exactly.
I mean, like, you got to watch what you, like, who you attach yourself to and who you're doing business with. That shit is real, for sure.
I think a lot of it comes with discernment. Like, you might even get someone who has good reviews from people but sometimes, even though they come with good reviews, you really got to listen to, like, everyone.
Yes.
I think that was the mistake I made, was not listening to everyone. I only took one person's opinion that I trusted when I knew that this person was not possibly going to be a good connection. So we made the connection. Long story short, I'm going to have to take the video down.
Oh,
because it's just not good business for me. Like, you're not a good person.
Yeah.
Essentially, like, I don't know your backstory like that. I don't hang out with you enough, but I don't want your name attached to my name.
Yeah.
And I've never had to do that. I've never had to take, as much as I dislike my last studio, I've never had to literally take down content because I don't want the business.
That's that's a boss decision, because I mean that's something that you got to do, something that you're not even comfortable with doing.
Speaking of vendor spots, sorry, I'm gonna
You're
switch
good.
over.
You're good.
Do you do like contracts when you go vendor for these spots?
Like contracts is like signing them?
Yeah.
No, I don't. I just kind of free. I move freely.
You were such a trusting person, because fuck them people.
Yeah, no, I just a lot of the events that I've done though is like more
Trusted
so
people.
my people though. Like it'll be like, shout out Zeps, and he'll shoot me a flyer and be like, hey, yo, he's from Brooklyn. Yo, be here because we're gonna be out there. Yada yada. And so I'm
Which
like,
is
all right,
true.
for sure.
Sometimes you get more business.
I already know who I'm dealing with. So like I said, I won't be there if I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not.
But what happens when you get bigger than that?
Well, I mean, when I get bigger than that, then I would not only have my discernment, but I'd have a team's discernment of like, okay, let's filter who we're doing it with, and then shut them all off. Like, okay, we're doing X, Y, and Z, and then these people we're not really fucking with.
See, and I like that you said team, because even my team here, like the production team, they'll ask me like, why this person, why that person. I never asked myself.
But you have your like kind of gauge of focus of like, okay, I know this person, or they're cool enough, or I've been,
Well, it depends on what you're doing. Like, I watch a lot of people on social media before I invite them on, because obviously it's not free to host here. It's not free to have a podcast.
No.
And I'm not going to be handing out free sessions for just anyone.
I see.
So I got to see what you're doing and what am I attaching myself to? Because when I push this content out, they're going to be like, oh, you were on her podcast.
Yes.
And so and so and such and such. Now, I have made a move that I have to retract because of relationships that weren't necessarily what I want attached to the brand.
Yeah.
But I have contracts behind everything. So, like, even when you sign up for it, well, I sent you the form.
Yeah, the email.
But
very professional.
There's reasons behind it, because I've seen people get sued.
Okay.
For content.
Okay.
I've seen people get sued because they won't take a video down. I've seen people not. I'm going to add this. This is coming next season. I'm going to have people contracted for how much they're going to share and push the episode, because I've had people that I've aired an episode and they wouldn't push it.
Wow.
But it was a free session.
That's crazy.
So that's my next step.
That's crazy.
I never thought that I'd be here, though. Like, I never thought.
No, you did.
I did, but like...
Because we had that conversation.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's like you seen this 7 years ago and you manifested it. And that's all about what it is. I believe deeply in manifestation, like just speaking into the universe. And as long as you put the work towards it, I mean, don't just speak into the universe and just sit on the couch. Yeah. Like, speaking to the universe and then reverse engineer it, or however you do, just put a step forward and go towards what you want. Like, you know what I mean? Like, accomplish these little goals, because everything matters. Yeah. And so that's even like with the kind of spin off a little bit too, again, with the People's Voice. How I started doing that.
And I love that, by the way.
Thank you. I appreciate
that.
it.
That is great.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Very marketable. Love that.
La voz de la gente, for my people. But I can't tell you how many times people growing up, obviously, after hitting puberty and all that, my voice changed and it came a lot deeper. People thinking I'm a light-skinned black dude and all this other. And I'm like, nah, I'm Mexican.
Not
like,
light-skinned black.
I done got black. I done got Puerto Rican. I done got what is it, Syrian?
I can see a Syrian.
Just all types of stuff. And I'm like, nah, I'm Mexican. Like, but growing up in Stockton, like I grew up with nothing but Asian ethnicity and the black culture. And so that a lot of my people, my type people that I keep, that I've known for well over 20, 30 plus years are of those ethnicities, or Samoan, or, you know what I mean? Like everything else. Of course, I got my Mexicans for sure, but that's just kind of like given. Yeah. But it's just something that I guess when you're around, you just kind of grow up into, and you don't really notice until somebody points it out to you. So it's like, oh, no, I didn't really think of it like that. And then it's like, oh, okay, I see what they're getting at. But yeah, going back to the People's Voice, I can't tell you how many times people told me like, man, you have a radio voice. I could listen to that. You have a great voice. And I even got to the point where I was putting in voice. I was right. Cause I started at a young age with poetry, and then it went into, me drawing. It's always been some kind of creative bug in me. And then it went into me freestyling and then writing, like raps, graffiti. And then it went into music, me producing. I went to SAE and then switched over to Expressions in Emeryville. SAE was in Frisco, then switched over to Expressions in Emeryville for audio engineering.
Okay, cool.
And so I was doing all that. I've been in music for a long time, but I took a pause on it. But there was always some kind of creative bug. But I feel like naturally stepping into the people's voice, it was meant to happen.
Oh my gosh.
You know what I mean?
I felt that.
Yeah,
okay.
It only felt right. There was no kind of friction. There was no kind of questioning nothing. It was just like, let's do it. Yeah. My lady, she was big on like making content, and I'm over here speaking life into her. And one day I'm just like, yo, you want to go to the farmer's market? And we moved to Lodi just recently. But I was like, you want to go to the farmer's market? I just got these mics, like literally 2 days before that. And I was like, let's record some content. Let's see how it goes. And then
here it goes.
Boom, I dropped that one.
Here it goes.
Yeah. Everybody loved it. They were resharing it. It was just different. And how I do my videos, I just didn't want to just be asking questions. I wanted to reflect my personality, my character in that. So you got me doing these singing little random songs, because that's how my mind works. I'll just be thinking of random songs. I'll just sing it out of nowhere. Because music is part of my life. That's why even Funky came about. Yeah. I am Funky. Funky, the clothing line, is an extension of myself. Yeah. And so it's just always been a thing. It was funny. Mama Steph, she's my second mom. Even my parents always played. They had all the CDs and old school music. And shout out my parents, man, I love them. But they always had all the old school music, and that's what I grew up on. But even when Mama Steph, she was the one that told me, she was like, you're the only one as a kid singing word for word these old school songs that all the other kids didn't. I mean, they would know a couple songs here and there, but I knew like every song.
Like you was in the studio. Yeah,
hey, you know a song when you know the ad libs though. But so it's
exactly.
Then that's just kind of how it came about, but it like just unraveled into what it is now with the people's voice, and I'm gonna continue to do that and just grow bigger and bigger.
Definitely need that.
Yes, definitely.
I feel like when you let go and you let God, there's just no stopping you. Yeah, that's how I feel right now. Unstoppable. Yeah. Like at one point, I think I just gave up like that part of my life having control over it, and I was just okay with me losing myself here, like. Not necessarily losing myself, but allowing myself to be proud of here. Yeah. Because that's hard. Because some people will speak fear into you.
No. And that's more so of like, if you start telling everybody your plans and your goals and everything, they don't see it as you. They don't say, and they'll be like, oh, you can't do that. No, you can't do that. Yeah. I can do that.
Can do it. You can.
Yeah. Don't start speaking all that negative in my energy. Like that's just, it's sad, but it's very common. Very, very common.
And I feel like a lot of people get envious of you when they see you doing something that they wish they could do.
Because like I said, what I just said earlier, they hold on to a past memory of you, a past version of yourself. Now I'm not that person anymore. I didn't shed that skin or whatever. You know what I mean? I grew out of that. There's elevation. Everybody can't go.
Yep, it's a narrow path.
Everybody can't go.
Why was I listening? I was listening to this sermon. Well, I'll be listening to sermons and stuff while I'm at the gym. It just helps me.
Praise the Lord.
This lady, she was just going on. She was like, I wanted to bring all these people, but God was saying, honey, they can't go. You see this path is only for you. Yep. You want everybody to understand what's made for you, and it's not made for them. Yep. So you just got to accept people as they are, let them go as they are. Like, that's been the hardest thing about adulthood. It's been real ghetto. Yeah. Real ghetto here. But it's helping me. I might not have no friends, but, like, I have friends that are business owners that are doing stuff that I appreciate. And that might put a bad taste in other people's mouth. I had people tell me, like, oh, I think I'm all that now because I hang out with content creators and business owners. I'm interviewing business owners. I'm like, I don't think I'm all that. I think I'm doing something that fulfills me. Yeah. Now you might think that about me.
It's just a reflection of themselves. Yeah. That's what they throw on. They give you that version of themselves. So
and it's ugly.
Yeah, no.
And it's like, why would
you start showing? They start throwing that shade, that little bit of shade. You know what I mean? It probably they'll throw it in a form as a joke, and it'd be laughing. But there's some truth behind it where it's like, damn, that's how you feeling. Like,
and then you realize when they start doing shit, you're like, so you really were up the whole time. Exactly. I thought you were my friend. That's insane.
Hey, bless on your journey. I'm finna cut up out of here. Yeah.
Love that for you, but keep going. But I think what you're doing is definitely a positive thing for not only Stockton, but like for yourself.
Oh yeah, and
for your kids.
Thank you. I appreciate that, and that's why I kind of make it intentional. As I'm trying to find a balance on creating the content consistently, because it's like I'll drop like 1, 2, 3 in a row, and then just go dry for a little bit, and then boom, boom, boom again. But I want it to be not only authentic, but I also want it to not be in the same place over and over. That's why, I got a video in San Francisco. I got a video in Stockton. I got a video in Lodi. I got videos that come in Oakland, or videos that come like everywhere I go. I think, this next couple weeks, I'm planning to go to Reno, Nevada or Sparks, Nevada for the Rib Fest.
Yes. I was going to say they have festivals all the time.
Yeah, so the Rib Fest. But also I kind of but I'm going to, watch how you talk, because he's just talking about that. Yeah. But I'm going to, it doesn't matter where I go or where I put myself into. I could be at the flea market in Stockton, and just bringing my energy and make it look like, oh man, he had a great time. I'm gonna go to the flea market too. But also, I didn't want to. Of course, I don't know if you've seen. Oh yeah, you did, because you commented. You said, well, "That's my boy Vince, D Graves, the Louis Market."
Yes. Louis Market's been there forever too.
1945 is a long time. I barely found out like
fire, bro.
2000. No, it is. Shout out Louis. But I barely found out about Louis Market back in 2014, about 11 years ago. But whatever. Besides the point. I didn't want to box myself in. Not saying that food reviewers are boxing themselves in. They're doing what they want to do and what they see themselves. Yeah, it's their niche. But I'm a man I wear many hats. Yeah. A jack of all trades, master of none. So I wanted to go with the people's voice, and then be able to dive into that lane of the food review, or be able to dive in a lane and do a coffee review or whatever, but shed light upon people in a positive manner. And so that's kind of where I was, like how I'm going about it, and how I'm moving strategically and intentionally.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
I'm just going to ask this because I'm going to be doing an event very, very soon.
What's that?
Would you ever be a keynote speaker or a guest speaker?
Yes, of course. Actually, what's funny about that? I follow, E.T. the hip hop preacher.
Oh my God, I saw him at Podcast Summit. I was like, ah!
Yeah, he's dope.
That was the highlight of the whole podcast. I could have seen nobody else. I would have been satisfied.
Yeah, he's dope.
All of my money was worth that one moment.
The energy he brings is unmatched.
Like, I got to shake his hand. I said, oh my God, this is unreal. Like, this is not real. Like, I watched you. You helped me lose weight unintentionally.
Yeah.
Like, there's so many things. Okay, I could go on.
No, you're fine. No, yeah.
Go ahead.
No, but you have these certain people, and me being, not only being who I am in my character and how I go about things, I've always been positive, supportive, and everything else. But it's like, I guess the platform that I'm creating for myself, and how I've noticed over time when I talk, people listen. And so I'll be damned to let that talent or that gift from God go to waste. And so I want to touch millions of people, and being able to share my testimony with them and what I've been through, and letting them know that they're not the only ones, but you made it through 100% of your bad times. Yeah. You know what I mean? And so I feel like my story is waiting to be shared. My full story is waiting to be shared. And it's going to have so much of a positive effect on a lot of people. Yeah. And I can bring that somewhat energy of, if not match it, E.T. the hip hop preacher, and that aggressive but yet powerful. Yeah, he had the whole room. I still got the chills. He'll hold you accountable real quick.
Oh, this was great. Only reason I asked that is because I feel like you have such a powerful story behind you. Like, I don't even know the whole thing, but I know enough to know that where you were when I met you is completely different from where you are right now.
I appreciate it.
Even the energy that you have right now is definitely, it's like a sober kind of thing. That's the best way I can explain it. Sober energy is what you're giving, like pure godly energy.
This is me.
Yes.
Yeah.
And there's something about it. This is why I don't drink on my podcast. I'm serious. Like, one of the girls that I interviewed, she's like, you don't drink? I said, no, because it doesn't serve its purpose.
I feel like it takes away
Yes.
from it. It dilutes it in a sense. You know what I mean?
Here I am talking about success, but I'm getting drunk on camera is crazy.
Yeah, no.
And it doesn't add up.
That
to what I
don't
want.
it don't go with each
No.
other.
But also, I lost my authenticity by trying to be drunk, doing things that I don't necessarily agree with.
Yeah.
So I do want to be respectful of your time. I do have one question for you. One last question, not one question. Yeah. What is your definition of success, and would you consider yourself successful?
No one's ever asked me that. I feel like success to me is having the discipline and respect to find out your purpose and walk in it. And I feel like, yes, I am successful because I'm headed down that path already. Mm-hmm. I'm not where I want to be, but I'm headed to where I'm going. Where I'm going, and so, but then also still remaining myself within every chapter, you know what I mean? And being aware of the challenges and the situations I'm in, or what I put myself into, or just everything with, everything that happens, just life in general. But yes, that's my definition of success, is just, yeah. Whatever I just said right now, because that was just freestyle up top.
I love it. Okay.
Thank you.
So it's very genuine, and I think you will maintain your authenticity throughout every phase of your life.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
And I do want to be respectful of your time. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
I will have you tell the audience where to find you.
Yeah.
And then, we'll end it out.
Yeah. So once again, Vince Vidaure, known as Funky, also aka the People's Voice. You can find me on Instagram at It's So Funky. That's ITSOFUNKY. I do have a TikTok, but I'm not really on it. I need to get better at that. But other than that, you can just holla at me.
Okay. So thank you guys for coming. As always, please like, share, comment, subscribe. I'll link all the information down below. As always, see you guys later. Bye.